The Rams, Gilbert, man, I'll tell you, I've been saying that the Rams have been very good. The way they've built this team, they're a year ahead. There's one thing that's been worrying me about the Rams. They let teams hang in there, and
Yeah.
that's what I don't like. They're letting teams hang around, and it almost cost them on Sunday against the New York Football Giants. Tyrod Taylor could have helped the Chargers out if he would have won that football game. He would have given them the 5th pick in the draft. We'll get into that, but
That's
uh,
right. Yeah.
yeah, he would have given them the 5th
Little
pick.
connection right there.
Yeah, they would have won, and they would have jumped up to
It's a-
six
uh,
and 10.
so Tyrod could have paved the way for Justin Herbert and then almost gave the Chargers a top 5 pick. Wow.
Exactly.
He's trying his
So
best for the franchise.
exactly, but Matthew Stafford, 24 of 34, 317, 2 picks, 1 touchdown. We all know the Giants defense by Wink Martindale. They're a good defense. Kyron Williams, a guy that when I was at Notre Dame, I had heard a lot about. This guy's really has been a really good back. 20 carries, 87 yards, but 3 touchdowns. Puka Nacua continues his record-breaking season. 5 catches, 118. Robinson has come out of nowhere. He used to be with I think it's DeMarcus Robinson. He was with the
Yeah.
Chiefs before. Now he's here with the Rams, and he's been a really good third receiver. 6 catches, 92. On the flip side, Tyrod Taylor, my bad, 27 of 41, 319. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He also had 6 carries for 40 yards. Darius Slayton, a name that we hadn't heard in a while, 4 catches, 106, 1 touchdown. He had that 80-yard touchdown as well. But the Rams were up big at one point. They were up 20-10 in the third quarter after Kyron Williams scored a 2-yard touchdown, and Slayton scores that touchdown. And then here they come slowly. Then the Rams get up to a 26-19 lead. 3 minutes left. Olszewski.
Remember Gunnar Olszewski?
Olszewski, there you go.
Yeah, destroyed the Chargers a couple of years ago. Remember that one?
Returns a punt. Yeah, returns a punt for 94 yards. They missed the extra point. They can't tie it, and then obviously they miss a kick at the end of the game. But that's another team that's another thing that's hurt them, Gilbert, special teams.
Yep.
But just and obviously they clinched the playoffs with the victory. But what did you make of it?
Yeah, let me start this way because I caught some heat on House of Horns. Shout out to the listeners and viewers of House of Horns because I was a little too negative, and I'm gonna say you were backing me up right now. But hey, the Rams did it. Nobody believed in them. I didn't. Somebody called me out with a receipt that I said the Rams are gonna be fighting for a top 2 pick in the NFL. But keep it in mind, I said that in April when I got there in training camp and I saw the rookies developing like Puka. I called it from when they
Nobody
drafted
knew
the
who
kid,
Puka
right?
and
Yeah.
nobody knew Kyron Williams was going to be
That
play like that
you
either.
kind of did, Fernando, and I kept my eye on
Well,
him, and he showed some signs last year, and he got hurt his rookie year. But I did not expect this kind of rise in year 2.
and
And
the
then
offensive line,
yeah, and then they really revamped it. And then
defense.
when they got Puka Nacua, I kept saying I want to see this guy play because I kept saying Daniel Jeremiah got really excited for him. When you get excited on day 3 in the 5th round for a player, I kept my eye on him, and he balled out. But come July, I changed my 2, and I still wasn't right. I kept saying maybe 7 wins, 8 wins, and here we are with 9 wins. So the Rams proved people wrong, like me. But now things are changing. They're a really good team. Now they're a dangerous team. And when you get to the playoffs, you better close team out. You better play better on special teams. You better minimize the downfield shots defensively. So the last few weeks, those are the 3 biggest concerns for me. And I was telling Victor and House of Horns, like, hey, I need to see this team close the team out, be better defensively and just kind of clean up the mistakes on special teams for me to really kind of buy into the Rams being a legit team that can make noise, win a couple games, be in the playoffs. And they didn't do it in New York. So I started that way on the show, and people kind of gave me some heat. But some people like that I'm pretty honest about it because, when you're doing so well, the bar goes a little higher, and you want to make sure that you're not just a one and done team. So I am totally with you, Fernando, on not closing out teams, special teams like that. But hey, they're explosive. And sometimes when you have an offense that can score 30 points every single week, that, bless you, achoo, minimizes, achoo, all the mistakes from the other phases of football. So when you have a young roster, they're about to get 2 weeks off. Fernando, may I could ask you this question right here? We could go from there. But it seems like the Rams are going to set up to just play all the backups. Carson Wentz going to get the start. I really want to see the Rams win because of the matchup between the Lions and the Rams 3-6. But if the Packers win and the Rams lose, the Packers jump them for the 3-6 matchup. But we'll see if Carson Wentz can hold it down and win the game. And I'll just say this: I think it's the right move, though. Overall, I'm selfish. I want the matchup to happen in Detroit, but you got to keep your guy, especially Matthew Stafford, healthy and the young guys healthy. You don't want to see Mike Williams situation all over again. But Carson Wentz and some backups, he could do it, right?
Well, I think they could, but the thing is here also, what are the 49ers going to do? Because the 49ers also have a big decision.
You're
I
done
remember
pretty much.
back when Peyton Manning used to play on the Colts, they used to
Yeah.
there used to be a big controversy because like when the second seed and the first seed used to have buys. I remember they used to rest them, and guys used to, or I remember the Patriots would still play their guys, and the Colts would rest their guys, and the Colts would go in cold, and then they'd play like crap, and the Patriots would go in fine, and they'd be fine. So that's going to be the thing here for the 49ers. What do they want to do? Do they want to go into this game, especially after what happened to Christian McCaffrey? Like, do you really want to go into this game? Do you want to? No, Thea, I know he's out, but I'm saying like, do you want to risk further injury for these guys?
Like the other starters
Or
too. Like,
yeah, because you have Debo, who's already been injured this year. You have Trent Williams, who's already been injured this year. Like, do you want to risk injury, or do you just want to go ahead and rest these guys and wait until and then have the bye and then be fully healthy going into that next playoff game? Or do you want to let your guys get one and not have 2 weeks completely off and then play that playoff game? So the 49ers have some decisions to make too. But I think if it's backup versus backup, I think Carson Wentz is better than
Sam Darnold, your boy.
Sam Darnold.
It'll be a
I think
fun
he's better than
matchup actually between these two backups here.
Dude, I was about to say Blaine Gabbert. But no, I definitely think Carson can definitely play everybody one quarter. Jesus. I definitely think that that Carson Wentz could get the win. I mean, especially because like I said, selfishly, like you said, selfishly, I want to see that. I want to see him go back to Detroit. I think it'd be a huge storyline. I think it'd be great to see him back out there. I think Rams versus Detroit would have to be one of those, like you put it on Saturday night or Sunday night or whatever. Yeah, whatever you want, or even that Monday night matchup, whatever it is.
Yeah, is it Monday night game still playoffs?
Yeah, I think there's still a Monday night game. So, but I definitely think that it needs to be a primetime game because it's going to be a good matchup and there's a lot of storylines. But man, by the way, I think I saw if Buffalo beats the Dolphins, it could possibly be Dolphins at Chiefs in wild card weekend.
Oh yeah,
as the first.
Well, they will fall to 6, right? Because the Browns are up there too at 5.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, can you imagine? Like that would be killer.
You know what's I guess kind of like the part here. Like if Buffalo, you know what's weird too? Buffalo could actually somehow end up getting the 2 seed when they've been like in this funk for so long. But we don't have to get into all that. But it just these scenarios are all weird. And even going with Detroit, like you could still get the 2 seed, but you're banking on the Commanders who've done nothing to beat the Cowboys. Kind of like, do you just rest your people and just say, you know what, we don't believe in the Commanders, just stay in number 3. So all these teams have all these dilemma. And to be honest, Fernando, I will always pick. You know, if I'm the coach, I will always pick rest for the players because of what happened to Mike Williams. Huh?
Yeah. But they haven't won the division yet. The Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you hinge your philosophy on rest or not on the Commanders beating the Cowboys? Like, I don't see the Commanders beating them. They got beat up 45-10.
But they're saying it's gonna rain and that it's gonna be really muggy.
But then again, the Cardinals beat the Eagles. So that's like, if you're Dan Campbell, what do you do there? Like, are you waiting for the scenario there to play out, or just
let me tell you, man.
But we'll get into Cowboys Lions in a bit. But I'm just saying, all these scenarios, like, I will usually always lean rest over rhythm.
Oh no, I'm 100% with you, and especially after what we saw last year. I'm 100% with you on that. But I'm definitely interested to see what's gonna happen with the Rams, just because there's glimpses of like there's really good and there's glimpses of, because I think the last few weeks they've let teams hang around. Like a couple of weeks ago, they let Washington hang around. They've let teams hang around, and that's dangerous, especially in the playoffs. And I know Yeah, but I know going into the playoffs, they're not going to be the team that everybody thinks is going to win, so they have nothing to lose, which sometimes is a little bit easier. It takes a little bit off of you, but you still need like to have kind of that killer instinct to put teams away. I mean, look at Baltimore. Baltimore still scored it. I know some Miami beat writer was pissed
Whoa.
off about that, but
About them going up and scoring more points?
yeah.
Really? Get out of here. But
Oh,
it
you
was
know
like a
who it was
blowout, and I
too.
saw 56. I'm like, whoa, it did not
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, no, you know who it was too. Like, this is so disgraceful. And I'm like, Miami put up 70 on Denver and almost ran for the record. Like,
Yeah, get
what
out
are
of
you
here.
talking about? Like, but yeah, no, and it's just little things that you see with the Rams, but it's just things that you need to get worked out, especially because in the playoffs, I mean, everything changes. But I mean, Cooper Cup has been there, Sean McVay's been there, Matthew Stafford's been there. Like,
Donald.
those guys know about. Aaron Donald's been there. Like, those guys know about that, but it's just little things that you need to iron out. I mean, you don't have Jalen Ramsey, Odell Beckham Jr., like some of these guys that have playoff experience, like Andrew Whitworth. Like, you don't have those guys anymore, but you're gonna have to rely on some of these other veteran guys. But still, I mean, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be really interesting to see what approach they take in a Sunday. Because I mean, again, Sean McVay's a smart coach. He knows what he's gonna do. I think he's gonna prioritize rest over positioning because I
Like
mean,
maybe just make a list of guys you don't want to get hurt, like Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup, Donald, and Stafford, and the rest go play. And like maybe that could be something, but honestly, I think Wentz and a bunch of backups, and I think same thing with Shanahan and Donald. Sam Darnold. I think they're all gonna go prioritize rest because what if they play each other in round 2 or something, and you're kind of you don't
because
want to show off your
Dallas isn't
card.
the same Dallas team that beat the crap out of, and the Rams aren't the same
That's the
Rams team
question
that.
too. Like, are you okay
Yeah,
with facing probably the Cowboys 2-7 and going back to Dallas? Yeah, they got their ass whooped there, but it is a different team. You're correct with that for sure.
yeah, yeah. No, they haven't. Dallas does not look like the same team that they were back in there. Like
It's
they
pretty
are.
much CeeDee Lamb, and that's it. And they got lucky over the weekend.